Hey everybody, welcome back. We are Buddy Spirits and Cigars, and we have our special guest Nathan with us again.
Back again.
And we're doing another store pick. This one's not from Barrels and Brews, unfortunately, but we're pretty excited to try this one. It's from Liquids.
Liquids Wine and Spirits. They're in Owasso.
That's what I was about to say. Where's that? That Oklahoma?
Yep, up in Owasso. They usually do a couple store picks a year. I'm like a huge Knob Creek fan, and so my girlfriend Mackenzie, shout out to you, got me a bottle from them, and it's phenomenal. I've blinded it 2 or 3 times. It's won with every, against every Knob Creek. I actually picked up another Knob Creek store pick from another place in Tulsa, and I blinded that one and the other one and that one.
Hey. Nice. Not bad. Go ahead.
Pretty solid. So I really seem to like it. I think it's super phenomenal. It's 120 proof. Comes from Warehouse K, Rick 38. So I always kind of like to see that, where it's coming from, and then try it against other warehouses and Ricks. It's about 10 years old. Super phenomenal to me. The proof is there. So if you don't like something super high proof, be a little cautious. You can always proof it down.
Okay, gotcha.
But flavors are just amazing.
I'm excited to try this. I've been wanting to try it ever since you told me about it. And the cool thing about Knob Creek when they're doing their store pick is they leave it at a higher proof. I love that.
Okay.
Because you're going to impart a lot more of the flavors from that juice in the barrel. I don't know what this came out of the barrel at. If they watered it down some.
I'm assuming they did a little,
but that's what I like about Knob Creek store picks, though.
They leave
it at a higher proof, so you get a lot more of the offering.
It's really a lot of bang for your buck. I mean, it's a $65 bottle, and I think it's pretty phenomenal.
You get to drink less and
get
there faster.
They do what we talked about Woodford should do.
Right.
They do it in a 750, and they leave it at a higher proof. So somewhere to me, I'm just thinking out loud, really. Somewhere there should be maybe a middle ground. So if Woodford's doing a 1 liter and they're proofing it down to 90, maybe if you do a 750, you could at least split the difference, and maybe do a 110ish somewhere in that area. 108.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, I'm not the proof for. To me, I like a 90.
It's about flavor.
Yes,
It's about flavor. It's not, and a lot of the barrel proofs that we've done, they're not insanely hot.
Yeah, good ones.
The good ones we've done. They're not insanely hot. It's not the burn. It's the flavor. I mean, it's just an explosion of flavor on your palate. So it's like I'm with you. I'm not a proof for it. I'm not seeking bottles out just because they're at the high proof.
Right.
I'm looking at flavor.
And Nathan, if it's something that has a little bit too much burn, some people kind of crap on it. You can always drop or 2 of water. You can always put it on a rock, let it open up a little bit and try it.
Absolutely.
That flavor's still going to be there. It changes the profile a little bit, but you still get a lot of flavor.
Okay, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is that not phenomenal?
They did a good job. They did a really good job on that.
That's good. Real good.
That's solid. That's real good.
It doesn't feel like a 120 proof, does it? To me, it doesn't.
No, it definitely drinks at a lower proof.
This has been one of my favorite bottles.
This is Knob Creek, bro.
Yeah.
Knob Creek.
Yeah.
I like Knob Creek. I'm a big fan of Knob Creek. But this is Knob Creek.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is really good.
It's one of the better. It's probably one of the best bottles I've picked up in the last 2 or 3 months for me. It's been any night I want to, not really celebrate something, but I want a good pour. I want a Saturday or something, hang out with somebody. I mean, this is my go-to. I mean, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth.
This is every bit as smooth as their run-of-the-mill 100 proof.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's 20 higher.
Yeah.
So I have their 9-year single barrel that they do mass-wise, and that to me, it's just a little harsh. I don't know if it's the extra year on this. I don't know if it's because it's a single barrel and maybe Liquids just picked it that good and it's just that much better.
Yeah.
But this is just so much better than that 9-year single barrel to me. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's Knob Creek, the basic flavors, your oak, a little bit of caramel, vanilla to me. But it's like the store pick of 107. It's just multiplied. I mean, it's just so much better.
When I'll tell you, like, I don't know, I can't tell you the last time I've had a single barrel of Knob Creek. So I think my perspective of Knob Creek, I go off the 9-year that's out there all the time. Like you said, that one's a little bit too much for me. You know, a little harsh. This one is really smooth.
Yeah, it's insane the difference that, you know, somebody from a store going to try this stuff out and the things that the flavor profiles and things they pick out, you know, match a lot of our as bourbon connoisseurs. It matches our flavor profiles. You know, it's pretty crazy. This is not your run-of-the-mill standard single barrel that they put out, like you said.
Right.
I mean, this it's got a lot better offering to me.
Yep.
And like you said, smoother without a doubt.
I mean, and shout out to, you know, Amber and Keith. I mean, you guys, phenomenal pick.
Knocked out the park.
Yeah, that's great. You guys done an amazing job.
You want another one now, don't you?
Ah, you're smoking that one up
Yeah.
a little.
I thought I'd throw a little smoke on it. The flavor was phenomenal.
I bought one, opened it, and I took like 3 drinks. And I looked at my girlfriend Mackenzie and I said, "Text Amber right now. I want 2 more."
Well, and then you hollered at me at one point in time. You're like, "Hey, Liquids has a store pick that's really good." I said, "Next time you go up there, grab me one if they have some." And so he made that happen, and man.
What did y'all get off of this? You know, I get a little bit of the mocha on the back end, like dark chocolate.
And just some sweetness on the nose.
Yeah.
Kind of a vanilla-ish sweetness, creaminess.
And then, you know, to me, when I'm drinking a whiskey, I love it to be creamy.
Yes.
You know, if it's creamy, I just know right then and there, this is a good whiskey.
It's got a great mouthfeel.
To me, that plays into the smoothness as well.
Yes, absolutely.
As soon as I think that, it may be just a mind thing, but as soon as I think creaminess, I'm thinking smooth.
Yeah.
And it has played every bit into that.
I agree.
In my opinion.
And the thing I love about this one is it finishes for me so well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, those flavors, they hang around.
Yes,
not for exceedingly long to where you're wanting to get gone, you know, but they're there. You get just the full flavor.
They're not overstaying their welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't burn off either. I mean, it hangs around. I mean, the finish is just what gets it for me.
It's not like super viscous and oily. I mean, you can look at the legs on there.
Mm-hmm.
It does hug the glass for quite a while, so it's got some thick legs, but it's not so oily, like you said, that it's staying around way too long.
Yeah, right.
It's,
but you know, it stays
almost just right.
It stays a little bit longer than the Woodford.
Correct.
You know, and it kind of lingers, and you got you know, taste it a little bit. So.
And for me, when I'm smoking a cigar, that's what I like, because it hangs around. You get that cigar pool.
Yeah.
They mix, they intertwine, and it just makes the experience that much better.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's got some pretty thick legs on it. If you know, the way you guys can tell that is if you'll take your Glen or whiskey glass, whatever you're drinking out of, and if you'll kind of tilt it enough to where it goes almost to the tip there, and just roll it around until you get a full circle, and then you turn it back upright. You can kind of see the legs is what we're talking about, and how viscous a spirit is, and how much it's hanging on to that glass. And this one, it hangs on pretty long, really.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't feel. You know, you think if you see something hang on to the glass for an extended period of time, that it's going to be like a thick consistency, really viscous. This is not. It doesn't really hang around that long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're trying. Excuse me. It's not like you're trying to chew the bourbon.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, really a great job.
Yeah.
A great job by those guys. You want to start us off?
Yeah. No, I'll start us
go
off.
first.
So.
You're letting him go. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll start it off. So to me, you know, like the creaminess plays in the factor, the availability of a store pick just in general. What was the price point on this one?
$65.
$65
After tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on store picks, we cut out the availability thing because you know what? We have one.
Right.
So it's available to us right now.
Yeah.
It sucks when it's gone, but it's that way with any store pick you do.
It's there.
You know, it is, as long as you have one. I
Yeah.
mean, that's cool.
Right.
But what we kind of look at on this is we're shouting out that store for doing a phenomenal store pick.
Very good.
So it's kind of like they may not. I don't know if they still have any or not.
They do. They have some selection
Okay.
ones still, so hurry up and get them,
So-
guys.
Yeah.
You can grab some from there, but you know, when you try this and you're like, man, they done a great job. It's kind of one of them deals like you trust their opinion now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when they go back and do more
You know
store
they're gonna
picks,
select a
it's
good
like,
one.
hey.
So like when you guys did another store pick, with your Woodford, you guys did so well. I know.
Right.
Like if that runs out before I can get one, like when I see y'all get something else, like I know. Like that's gonna be a good bottle.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I would give this one. Man, I'd give it a good 4.
Yeah.
This is a really good pick. Really good pick.
I agree.
So for me, everybody here knows, and if watching, I'm not sure, but if you're on the BSC page, talk to me any length of time at all. Everybody knows I'm a huge Knob Creek fan. This is the best bottle of Knob Creek I've probably had. The flavors are great. The finish is great. It's that Knob Creek typical profile for me. Just times 2. I'm kind of with you, man. I'm going to have to give it a 4. I think it's a phenomenal bottle, and I don't want my other 2 to run out.
Right. Yeah.
I think you guys hit the nail on the head. This thing is there's all kinds of flavor there. I mean, it really hits the palate, and to me, it's like right in the middle of the palate. It's just an explosion of flavor. I mean, this reminds me a lot of a barrel proof. I mean, it's just got that much flavor. And I'm there 100%. Liquids, you guys just phenomenal job. That's a 4 all day long for me. Well, are you gonna shit on it?
He has a mischievous smile, doesn't he? Look at that. He has a mischievous smile.
Nah, I won't tear it down. There's nothing to tear down, except for the fact that I don't have a bottle.
If you want one, I can get you one. Just let me know.
Hook a brother up. Yeah, man. The flavor is just crazy. And at 120 proof, it's not baking my biscuits too much, but it's also not boring.
Yeah. Right.
There's so much going on in there. I'm gonna go 375 just because I don't follow the crowd. But I mean, it's a fantastic bottle. It's a fantastic pour. They did a hell of a job.
I agree, 100%. So that's our rating on the Liquids Knob Creek Store Pick single barrel. Great job.
Yeah.
You guys
Cheers.
done a
Absolutely.
phenomenal job. Yeah, definitely cheers to you guys.
So, Bruce, what are we smoking here?
So this has become a cigar I really, really like. This is a diesel. It is their Esteli Puro. So when you hear a cigar called a Puro, that just means all the tobaccos from the same place.
Okay.
Honduran Puro, Dominican Puro, whatever. This one happens to be a Nicaraguan. Every bit of the tobacco is from Esteli. It's Habano tobacco. Man, this is a really good stick. I enjoy the hell out of this. This is another one from Patrick Monty. Thank you again, Patrick. Man, I didn't know that this was going to be this good. Obviously, because I never had it. But this is a good, medium, full cigar, and that bold flavor, this bold Nicaraguan tobacco is pairing exceptionally well to me.
Right.
With this flavor bomb of a bourbon that we have. Man, it's just, I like Habano tobacco, and I've said before, I'm a huge fan of Nicaraguan tobacco in particular. The soil there just makes some of the spicier, more flavorful tobacco to me. And man, I think this is a winner pairing wise.
It definitely complements it.
Obviously, I'm not quite as knowledgeable about cigars as you, but it's pretty much just you hit the nail on the head for me. Even when I first started, and you see a Nicaraguan stamp on something, or hey, this is where this blend's from, and it's more Nicaraguan than not. It seems to be a super quality for me, and I've always leaned towards that, even since I started to know nothing. And as I get into it more, talk to guys like yourself and other people, everybody agrees. I mean, Nicaragua is producing some awesome cigars, it seems to me, and this is a great pairing, like you said. This is a great pick, Bruce.
Yeah, I think kind of accidentally just made a hell of a good pairing. Obviously since I hadn't had the bourbon.
Is that due to the boldness of the bourbon and the cigar?
Well, the thing about tobacco, it's just like wine. Wine, grapes, grown in Napa Valley versus France versus wherever.
Yeah.
Altus, Arkansas, there's a whole bunch of grapes grown down there. So it's an agricultural product, so the soil content, the weather, the sunlight versus rainfall and all that has to do with how the tobacco tastes and how it does. So Nicaragua has like 23, I think, or 27 active volcanoes.
Oh, wow.
Or they have volcanoes there. So like the island of Ometepe, that soil is as dark as the tablecloth here. It's very, very nutrient rich. This stuff is from Esteli, which is different from Jalapa and Condega. Those are the 4 main growing regions in Nicaragua. So all of those soils, you can put the exact same seed in every region and you're going to get a different flavor of tobacco because of the soil content and all that.
Okay, gotcha.
But in general, Nicaraguan tobacco to me is there's just a spiciness to it, some pepper. It's always that good flavor.
It's really bold.
It's very bold.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
But I mean, they do make some milds. You grow a Connecticut wrapper there, it's going to be a milder wrapper. But man, this Habano is just killer.
Yeah.
And if you look at the construction, I mean, look at that ash. I mean, that's a perfect ash.
Yeah.
It's straight. This nice dark wrapper. The wrapper, the quality of the wrapper on these cigars is really phenomenal.
So what's the price point on this stick here, Bruce?
Man, these are like elderly brains kicking in, 10-ish.
So this is something that really, for a lot of people, could almost be an everyday, everyday smoke. I mean, this is a really good stick.
I mean, if you smoke 8 cigars a day, it's going to kick your ass. But
Right.
If you're not, like me, don't smoke all day every day or something like that. Yeah, it's a daily smoker for sure.
Well, so Nathan, you're not a big cigar smoker like we are.
Yeah.
What do you think as far as
The profile.
with Woodford we paired in Connecticut, so
Yes.
now we're into a bolder cigar.
The opposite end of the spectrum,
right,
really.
Basically. So what do you think?
Well, and I will say, like, if I ever do smoke a cigar, I make sure it has a Connecticut wrap, just because I know that I like a lighter profile.
Mhm.
But I will say with this one that, I can tell it's bolder. I can tell it's a little stronger. But it's not hard to smoke either. It's still easy going. I'm a little afraid to go with the dark wrapper because I'm afraid that it's going to be too much. But this one it's just as smooth as the other one to me.
Yeah. Do you feel like it paired pretty well with the bourbon?
Absolutely, yeah.
When we're looking at doing those pairings, we don't want them to fight each other. And
Right.
sometimes we have done pairings. It's an unfortunate thing because we've never had that spirit before.
Right.
We've done pairings before in the past that they fought each other.
Yeah.
It was not a good pairing.
Yeah, and I will say that, like, the way I've been doing it is I take a drink of whiskey and then I smoke
Yeah.
it. So I almost prime my mouth
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know how it would be if I just smoked the cigar by itself, but I do know when I paired it with this whiskey right here,
Mhm.
the higher proof whiskey, that it seemed to complement each other
Yeah.
very well.
And doing it the opposite direction as well. Taking the puff off your cigar and then trying your
Yeah.
whiskey. I mean, we had a pairing in the past on the show that just was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We did an Opus X, Oro Oscuro, and a Stranahan's store pick.
Okay.
And dude, I mean, you're talking about a phenomenal pairing.
Yeah.
And the Stranahan's by itself, it was good, but it that's as far as it went. When we paired it with that Opus X at Oro Oscuro, I mean, it knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite pairings. So with this, to me, they're not fighting each other. I think they're on a good level playing field, so they can play ball.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
It's not enjoyable when one of the, whether the spirit or the cigar, either one, when they overpower the other, it's not enjoyable. You're
Like if you paired this with like a white wine or like a light beer, it would beat the drink.
Yeah.
or an 80 proof
Yeah.
Or
spirit.
an 80 proof spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, this would just beat the spirit down. It would just wash the flavor out.
And what kind of wrap did you say this was?
This is a Nicaraguan Habano.
Habano, okay.
It's all from Nicaragua. It's a Habano tobacco, and man,
Very solid.
Habano tobacco. It's not Cuban. It's not made in Cuba. It's not grown in Cuba. It's probably Cuban seed.
Yeah.
Which, whenever the embargo, whenever all the Castro took off, a bunch of the cigar people from there took Cuban seed and hauled ass to Honduras, Nicaragua, and even the DR.
I've heard about that before.
So A lot of times you'll see, Cuban seed tobacco, and that's just what it is. It's guys that took Cuban seed from when they fled Cuba and they've grown it other places.
Now, I will say, I know we've paired or we've rated the whiskey. I don't know. Do y'all rate the cigars as well?
We haven't figured out a system yet for that. Jason Inks actually commented on our YouTube post the other day, and he had recommended that, and we're working on one, and hopefully here soon we'll have a criteria.
Let me give y'all a new, perspective. It's like I would almost say that I give this a 5 out of 5 pairing.
Yeah.
I feel like the cigar and this whiskey that go together, I feel like I give it a 5 out of 5 because they just go so well with each other.
Right.
I agree with that completely.
Right on.
Yeah, I agree with you. There is absolutely zero fight.
Yeah.
From either side. I mean, like I said, they're on a level playing ground. I mean, it's you couldn't have done better.
Yeah.
The thing is Dawson is the only one that knows how that spirit tasted prior to this, and we had never had it at all.
Well,
and
even the blind squirrel finds nuts sometimes.
Hey, it's pretty damn good when we're doing double pours over here.
Right, it really worked out on this, particular offering.
Yeah,
so,
it did.
Nathan, thank you again for joining us on
thank
the
you
show.
for having
we
me.
appreciate
Yeah, man.
it.
Absolutely.
And,
It's fun.
Liquids, man, you guys knocked it out of the park with
For sure.
With your,
Absolutely.
With your spirit.
I mean, it's definitely
just great.
Hidden gem in Owasso, Oklahoma.
So,
it's worth the drive.
You guys go see them and check them out, and they'll do more store picks as well besides this one. Hopefully you can get a bottle of this, and we're gonna enjoy some more of this. I mean,
You better hurry and get them before we do.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
that's all we have time for on this episode. Thank you for joining us. Check out our Patreon, and we hope you subscribe to that and help support our channel. And smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.